Hi everyone, I'm Georgia. I'm from Making the Grade Project, and we help teachers get organized and set up for success starting when they are taking their teacher exams and getting through their educator prep programs, continuing on into the classroom to be set up for success and organized and thriving. And so, this is a very simple tutorial for how to use Google Calendar for teachers or teachers in training. It's a very basic tutorial. So if you already use Google Calendar and feel like you understand it a lot, this would not be the tutorial for you. This is for someone who doesn't really use it and thinks that maybe they want to incorporate it into their weekly time management to stay organized. So Google Calendar is a tool that we recommend teachers use when they are, figuring out all of their coursework, all of their studying for their MTELs or Praxis or whatever test they might be taking, right into student teaching and scheduling their day-to-day personal and professional lives. And so it's super easy to create a Google Calendar account. It's free. If you have a Gmail account already, Google Calendar just comes with that. So if you don't already have a Gmail account, go ahead and create one. It's free to create one, and you're going to need one for this. But once you have it, if you go to, I'm going to go over to my email here. There's a couple ways to get your Google Calendar. On the right-hand side here, you'll see a little calendar icon. You can click on that. You can also click on this grid of 9 dots here and get to it that way. It's totally up to you, but very easy to access. And you can also download the Google Calendar app so you always have it with you on the go, which I reference all the time. So Google Calendar, there's a lot of different ways to use it, a lot of different views. When you first sign on, it's going to show you just the current week ahead, which is a great place to start. And that's what we're going to work on right now, is just focusing on scheduling our calendar for this coming week. Just so you know, up here in this right-hand side where it says week, if you click that, you could also look at just the day view, the month view, and the year if you'd like. You can kind of change it to be however view makes sense for you in that moment. You can always toggle back and forth. Again, for right now, we're going to just do the day view. As you'll notice over here, you can see the month at a glance. It's kind of helpful to see that. Actually, sorry, I think we're going to do week view, not day view. That's kind of helpful to see. It's going to show you what calendars are synced here. So Georgia is my main calendar that we're working on now. It's called Georgia because that's my name, and that's the calendar is linked to my Gmail account, which is Georgia's account. You can add birthdays to show up, tasks. We're going to talk about tasks a little bit later, and holidays in the US. If you want to see those, leave it toggled. If you don't, that's fine too. You can just unclick it. So again, we're going to focus on this week, and what I recommend doing is every Sunday evening or Monday morning, looking at your calendar for the week ahead to see what you have going on, what's already been scheduled previously, and what you need to make sure to schedule this coming week. Now, this week has nothing yet because we're starting from scratch. And there's 2 ways to create an event. You can just click into your calendar and start typing it and changing the date and whatnot. Or if you go up here to the left side where it says create, you can go create event. And so we like to start by just thinking about the morning, right? It's the first part of the day. Let's think about Monday morning, our morning routine. What do we like to do? What do we need to do? Think about it from that lens. So thinking about your morning routine, maybe you like to get work done in the morning, like lesson planning or coursework, or maybe it's strictly for spending time with your kids at home, or maybe it's time for you to eat breakfast and prepare your lunches for the week. Think about what you do in the morning, whether it's a few different things or one thing. Think about what you do routinely that you want to keep on your calendar so that you don't forget and you hold yourself accountable to that happening every single day or a few days of the week or whatever it is. So we're going to keep this pretty simple, and we're going to say that, every morning of the week, when it's a weekday. We eat breakfast and prepare lunches for the week, for that day, whether it's for yourself or for your kids. So we're going to change this to Monday. And the time is going to be, we're going to say that we do this, we get up at, let's say 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m. So from 6:30 to 7 a.m., I'm eating my breakfast and I'm getting lunches ready for the week. Now, do we do this just on Mondays? Probably not, right? You probably do this repetitively. So we can change it super easily to repeats, and you can do every single day, every Monday. You can get really customizable with this, but let's say this is probably something you want to do every Monday through Friday for the foreseeable future. So we're going to click on that, and now it will repeat. You can make sure that you're in the right time zone. It's going to default to whatever time zone you are currently in. You could make the event last all day if you'd like to, but obviously this is something that's just at a set amount of time. So I'm going to click save. I don't have to worry about any of these other things right now. And now I'm going to see that this is every day, Monday through Friday. I'm doing this, right? And maybe it seems obvious to you. Why would I put this in my calendar? I do it anyways. It's just a placeholder. It's going to just remind you that that's your routine and help you to not overbook yourself or forget about these personal routines that are important to you, even when you get really, really busy. And of course, we always have to remain flexible. Things change, things come up. That's fine. You can always click into an event and delete it or change it if need be. If we change this to month view, you're going to see that this is every day of the work week because we put it on repeat. So we'll go back to week view, and then we're just going to add in other things that are happening this week. And some of them might be repetitive and some of them might not be. So for example, of another repetitive activity, if you are student teaching, or maybe you're a paraprofessional, or you are running your own classroom, whatever it is, we're just going to call it teaching. And this is going to be on Monday. We're going to go back to August. Monday. It's going to be the school day, we're going to say is from, let's say it's from 8, we're in the PMs, 8 a.m. until, let's say, 3:30 p.m. This does repeat every Monday through Friday, and that's all we're worried about right now. We're going to hit save, and there we have it. It's there for every day of this work week, and it would be there for every day of the coming months as well, from Monday through Friday. If, for example, this Wednesday was a half day, let's say it's a Wednesday, it's a half day. This day, I want to remind myself that school is actually out at 12:30 this day. We're going to hit save, and it's going to say, do you want to save just this one day, or do you want to save all the upcoming days? And it's just this day, right? Because typically school day goes till 3:30, but this one day is a half day. So now we have it there, half day. So we're going to go ahead and add some other stuff. If you want it to be really fancy with your work day, you could instead time block it as, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. is literacy, 9 a.m. to 10 is specialist, 10 to 11 is math, 11 to 12 is lunch. You can get as fancy as you'd like with it, but we're going to keep it kind of simple for the purpose of this. We're going to create a new event. On Monday, I have a dentist appointment from 4 to 5. And don't need to repeat this one because it's just on this one Monday. If you wanted to add the location of it, you could. If you wanted to add a guest, you could. So maybe it's a dentist appointment for your teenage daughter, and so you want to make sure she gets notified this is happening too. You could add her there if you want to. We're going to hit save. Okay. Let's see. Let's just keep on adding events here. We are going to add, let's see, study. I have to really get some studying in this week for the MTEL. That's the Massachusetts teacher test, like the Praxis. Tuesday night, I'm studying for this. It's non-negotiable. I'm adding it into my schedule so that I don't forget. From 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., I am studying. I don't need to invite any guests unless maybe you were going to study with someone else and you want to invite them. If you want to add a description to what MTEL you're working on or attach a study guide or whatever, you can do that. You can get fancy with it. But that's totally your call. If, for example, you're joining a study group, a virtual study group, and there's a Zoom link, you could add the Zoom link here. And that way, when you go into your calendar, you can just click on it and go right to the meeting. You don't have to worry about finding the link anywhere else. You can have this all set up for your week ahead. This is probably not going to repeat, but maybe it does. Maybe every Tuesday. Let's see, maybe every Tuesday you're in this study group. You want to make sure you have it there for next week without having to re-add it. You can also customize it so that it's every Tuesday, but it ends on November 19th or November 12th or whatever, after 12 times. You can do it however works for you. And then you're going to click save. Okay. So you can see how things are filling in here. Maybe Wednesday, you want to make sure you get to that fitness class. It's at, 5 p.m. Again, add location, add the description, invite people if you'd like. Totally up to you. Save. Oops, I put that on the wrong day. I overlapped myself. See, this is why this is important. We don't want to have two things on Monday at the same time. This fitness class, I'm going to go in and edit it. The fitness class is actually on Wednesday. Okay. And, Wednesday was that half day. So that's going to be a really good time. Wednesday afternoon, I can lesson plan because I'm going to have that extra time. After I have lunch, after the kids leave on the half day, I'm going to lesson plan from 1 to 3. And here we go. We're going to save it. Whoops. And again, put the wrong day. So we're going to make sure that it's on Wednesday. Save. All right, there it is. I'm going to add 2 more things. On Thursday, meet with Kay's mom. So one of your students' moms wanted to meet with you and you offered to meet with them virtually to talk about how they're doing, which is very nice of you, and you don't have to do that, but let's just say you were. You're doing that on Thursday at 4 p.m. and maybe it's in person, in which case it would be in your classroom and you could let them know and meet you there. Maybe it's virtual and you have a Zoom link. You can paste the Zoom link right here. Make sure you're inviting the mom's email address here. Or Google has a really cool feature called Google Meet. And if you want to add Google Meet conferencing, it's going to automatically create a link here so that when it's time for this meeting, you and your student's mom can just click on this link that it generates and it'll just create a Google Meet event that you can virtually see each other on the video without having to integrate Zoom. So cool option as well. Maybe you want to add a description so that the mom knows what you're going to be talking about that day. Maybe you don't. Totally up to you. This is not a repeating event, so we're going to hit save. It's all done. And then the last thing we are going to create is, instead of an event, we're going to create a task. So a task is just a little bit different. It's just kind of more like a reminder. And so this task is going to be start report cards. So we're going to put this on for Friday. And you can add a description. Maybe you want to put due end of next week. And then you could create another task reminder for next week. Report cards are due. You get the idea. But a little bit different than a set event. That's just going to keep showing up every day until you click the check that you did that task. So another cool feature to think about. For any of these events, you can set reminders. So you can have it remind you an hour before, 2 hours before, day before. Maybe for teaching, you don't want to get a reminder for it every day because you just know. You don't have to have a reminder. That's totally your call. You just click into it, click the little button here, and that's where you can decide if you want to get notified or if you don't want to get notified. The last thing I want to show you to help this look even more easy on the eyes when you look at it each week is color coding. So I like to color code based on the type of event. So for example, if something is, a personal thing that is important to me that I want to make sure I'm doing for my own personal well-being, I will make that a certain color. So I'm going to do breakfast. I'm going to change this to yellow. This is how you change the color. And I'm going to click save. And I want to save this event and all the following events that are the same as this, right? So now if I go back, all my breakfast is yellow because that's a personal thing for me. And now when I look at this, I see that I'm making time for myself in the morning and I can feel really good about that. Same thing with my fitness class. I'm going to make that yellow because it's personal time. It's something I'm making time for my well-being, and I want to differentiate that. Maybe you want to make appointments a different color. So dentist, doctor, kids appointments, whatever, make that a different color so you can visually see, what do I have this week that's related to work, what's related to appointments, what's related to personal, what's related to coursework. So for example, studying for the MTEL, maybe coursework and studying is green. Remember, this is a repeating task, so that's why we're repeating event. We want to change all of them. And then lesson planning and meeting with the mom can stay blue, right? Because that's related to teaching. So now when we look at our week, we can see that we don't have anything overlapping. We can differentiate between what types of activities we're doing. And obviously your week is probably going to have a lot more than this. But this is just a great way to fill it all in. You can obviously do weekends, maybe kids' soccer games, or you got to get studying done on the weekend, whatever it is. You'll be able to see it all in one place and you're not going to forget because it's going to be on your phone. It's going to be on your desktop. You're going to get reminders and it's just going to help you manage your time efficiently. And you can even take it a step further and maybe for your nighttime routine, you time block down there too that, after 8 p.m., that's your time to unwind, read, not think about work, whatever it is, mark it down so that you are making yourself accountable for these things. And maybe that's not realistic that every night at 8 p.m. it's just time for you, but maybe 2 nights a week it is. And the other nights are, for catching up on coursework or whatever it is. But this is a great visual way to hold yourself accountable, keep yourself on track, and not have to worry about, where's my notebook, where's my lesson plan book, where's my sticky note. It's just all right here. So hope that's helpful. If you have any questions about getting your Google Calendar set up, drop it in the comments. We are happy to help you out.